Uh, I don't know if it was nice to win. It was really nice to win and win with some comfort. But we still have some areas to clean up on. That's the promising thing. I guess we can still play a lot better because we didn't execute well at times, and so it's nice to win like that and think that you still can get a lot better. Because our guys see it and. We did some things really well, especially on third down. I think our defensive line crushed the pocket pretty well, and we got after him. We thought that was part of our plan. We wanted to get after him, on third down and try to, create some discomfort for him, and we did a good job of that. But we've got to clean up some other areas on execution.
That sequence that ended with Cornell's interception, it started, I think they had 2 first and goals inside the 7 or 6 or whatever it was, and you guys ended it with an interception at no points. Just talk about that sequence of events.
Well, obviously it was, Cornell came up with a big play after, doing something that wasn't very smart, and that hurt the team. But that's part of it. You got to come back and play the next play, and that's what coach is always preaching, and we're always preaching. You can't do anything about the last play. You've got to just come up with a stop in some way. If there's a big play or whatever, there's always another play that that might snap the ball over his head, like happened down on the other end. You're going to come up with stops somewhere. So no matter what happens, you've got one more play to play. And so we've been pretty decent in the red zone area this year, and we're confident. We comfortable doing what we're doing down there, and so that was a momentum turner going right in before the half. That could have changed a little bit of the flow of the game. I thought it was a big play for Cornell to come up with that interception.
Coach Duggan, your team gave up over 300 yards of offense to the main green, but you only set 40 points on the scoreboard. Are you pleased with that?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Your team gave up over 300 yards of total offense to the main green, but it only says 14 points on the scoreboard. Are you pleased with that?
Well, it's always, if you talk to a lot of coaches, it's not about the yards. Sometimes it's about the scoreboard, and that's the biggest thing, and the win is the most important thing. I don't think I've ever come out of a game completely satisfied as a defensive coach if you give up any type of yardage or any type of scores or anything. You're always trying to critically evaluate it, and like my wife says, are you ever happy after a game? And usually I'm not. No matter what the score is, because I feel I could have done a better job some way, shape, or form, or how could we have not allowed that pass or that run, or schematically did we do it the right way? And you're always trying to get better. So I'm happy for the players. I think we still are playing really hard, but we've still got a ways to go, and that's promising. Hopefully we're going to get some guys back that will help us as well. Well, he probably played his best game last season. Not last season, last week. I think he had 7 or 8 tackles, and he was very comfortable in his coverage, and I just thought he played his best game. Just overall, just with eye discipline, double moves, and fitting where he's supposed to fit. So I think he's getting more and more comfortable back there.
Coach, when you look ahead to this Marshall team and you look at the way they try to be balanced on offense, are you more intrigued by the way they run the ball or by the way they pass the ball?
I think they're just sound in what they do. They've been doing the same thing, and they're not trying to fool people a whole lot. They're just executing well. They've got a very big, capable offensive line. They've got some big running backs that run really hard and break a lot of tackles, and they've got very good speed on the outside. So they've got good balance. They play with good balance in their statistics, and they have good balance on their football team. So, they cause you problems with the run and the pass, and we're going to have to come to play, physical up front. We can't allow them to get the running game going, because that's the thing that they generate. They play well when their runners are getting downhill and breaking tackles. We've got to keep them, not let them into the back end of our defense. So hopefully there's some pressure going to be put on our defensive line and linebackers to fit the run pretty well this week.
That being said, they're not the same. They're not last year's version or the year before's version. Their offense is.
Well, they obviously don't have Cato, but they've got the big running back still. Their offensive line is relatively new compared to last year. But I still think they're a very talented and well-coached offensive line. I thought they were the best offensive line we played last season, and I think that this line might not be quite as good, but they're still pretty darn good as far as lines that we've played this year. So, it's going to be a challenge for our defensive front to come to play this week.
The answer to this question might change week to week, but after your third win and doing so the way you did it, only holding them to 14 and winning by 35, is that going to validate, how much better you guys thought you might be, back in the offseason?
We were confident that we were much better because we had much better depth. I thought across the board we may not be as talented as going way back to 2011, but we have a lot more capable players by position, and the depth has certainly helped us this year. And we've needed it. Now, hopefully, we're going to get some of those guys back, here in the next week or two. That should really help us and continue to grow and get better. But since day one in camp, this group has been pretty confident for whatever reason. It's the comfort level of the system. It's older, mature players, and just they know what they're doing more, so they play with more confidence. So, it's nice to be here at this situation.